Hello, welcome to practice test for chapter 12. Here we got some graphing. So we are told that a line through the point -2, 5 has a slope of 1/5. So we find -2, 5 and we plot that point. Use our slope to find another point or two. I think 3 points makes a better line. So the slope is positive 1/5, so we go up 1 and 5 to the right. And up 1 again from there, and 5 to the right. Okay, now drawing a line on this thing is always an adventure. Let's see how it goes. So using a straight edge. Oh, not too bad. There it is. That's part A. All right, write its equation in point-slope form. Okay, you got to know your different forms of equations. I'm sensing that not everybody is up to speed on that. Standard form, ax plus by equals c. Example of that would be 2x plus 3y equals 6. All right, that's standard form. Slope-intercept form is the most useful, probably, of our forms. And that's y equals mx plus b. Alright, so that's a plus sign. So an example of that would be y equals 1/2 x plus 2. Okay, so there the slope is 1/2. Remember, m is slope, b is y-intercept, and y-intercept is 2. Alright, so those, and you can convert a standard form equation into a slope-intercept form equation by in this case of this one, we would subtract 2x from both sides, then divide all three terms by the y coefficient 3. All right, but we're not going to do that right now. I just thought you needed a little bit of a review of these different types of equations, and the one you're probably the least familiar with is the one they've asked you to use, which is the point slope. And it's called point slope because you need a point and and the slope in order to use it. Point slope form goes like this: y minus y sub 1, which is the y-coordinate, equals m, the slope, times x minus x sub 1. Okay? So that was a lot of background information to get you to see these three forms of equations. And now we can write it out in B, write its equation in point-slope form. All they're asking us to do is take our information here, x sub 1, y sub 1, and m, the slope, and plug them in place of these. So the y-coordinate's 5, so it's y minus 5 equals, the slope is 1/5. 1/5 times the quantity x minus the x-coordinate, which is -2. All right, now we know that minus negative is really plus, right? So I'm going to change that to plus. And it's done. That's part B. Now what's the value of point-slope form? Is when we get to an equation like C, now we're asked to transform it into slope-intercept form. And that's an easy two-step process. So I'm going to recopy it out here where I've got some room to show work. And I do it in 2 steps. First step is to do distributive property over here. So that's 1/5 x. 1/5 times 2 is 2/5. So that's the first step, do distributive property. Now the second step then is to solve it for y. Add 5. All right, so y equals 1/5 x plus 5 2/5, or frequently you'll see it left as an improper fraction, which would be 27/5. So there it is, y equals 1/5 x plus 27/5. What's the y-intercept? Well, remember, y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept form, that's the y-intercept there, the b. And the slope is the m. All right, so 27/5. Or you could have had 5 2/5. And you can see, looking up at our line that we did, that's about where it crosses, right there. All right, so that was more information than you needed to answer this question, but I sense that we need a little bit more guidance. You're going to need this for the MCA test. You're going to need to know these three forms of equations for lines, and you're going to be needing to know how to manipulate between them. All right, very good. See you on the next problem.